Welcome to the Megacast, our live daily TV, radio, and streaming show looking into all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Today we'll be talking to a number of people about topics of interest and importance to Michiganders just like you. Let's begin with what's making headlines today on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page. Our top story comes from Aisha Johnson and Haley Harding at the Detroit News. A man from Dearborn has been formally charged with 2 counts of ethnic intimidation by the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office after allegedly harassing young children, parents, and security at Temple Beth El in Bloomfield Hills on Friday morning. The 35-year-old was charged with 2 counts of ethnic intimidation for the alleged incident, taken into custody in Dearborn, where he will remain in custody until his arraignment at the 48th District Court. In a statement, Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald said, quote, "Anti-Semitic and racist threats or ethnic intimidation of any kind will not be tolerated in our community, and every such incident will be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law." Our office created Oakland County's first hate crimes unit a little over a year ago to give us the resources needed to call out, investigate, and prosecute these serious crimes, end closed quote. This is a growing issue, not just in our community, but across the state. According to the Anti-Defamation League of Michigan, there have been over 200 incidents of white supremacy propaganda in the state just through November of this year. For reference, in 2020, that number sat at 151 through November, and a total of 112 anti-Semitic incidents occurred across the entire year in 2021. Also making headlines today on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page from 10 to midnight at MLive. The U.S. Coast Guard was hard at work over the weekend for its 2022 Christmas tree ship run. The Mackinac pulled into Navy Pier in Chicago after its trek through Lake Michigan, delivering trees for over 1,000 Christmas trees from our state to families in the Windy City. The path the Mackinac took was one fraught with not so jolly history. The Rouse Simmons is the route taken by the Christmas tree ship run, which resulted in a ship sinking in 1912 on its way to Chicago with those trees on hand as well. This time around, smooth sailing as the crew left the Great Lakes State in late November on its way to save Christmas in Chicago. Plenty of more info is in this article on the history of the Rouse Simmons route, as well as some more information on this year's delivery, a special annual gift from the Great Lakes State to the land of Lincoln. Finally making headlines today on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page from Mark Johnson at the Lansing State Journal. As Michigan continues to battle staffing issues in our classrooms, one of the country's premier education colleges is stepping up to the plate to help bridge those gaps. Michigan State University has shortened its teaching program from 5 years to just 4 in an effort to get these future educators into the classroom as soon as possible without sacrificing the quality education that makes MSU's education school one of the best in the country. Students may begin to transition into the 4-year program away from the 5-year program in the fall of 2023, while retaining the core elements of the curriculum, including a 1-year internship. Additionally, students will see a significant savings by taking the program down from 5 years to 4 years, an average of $16,700 in tuition alone. That does not even come to mention living expenses, travel expenses, and more that come along with being in this program at its 5-year rate at this time. MSU's teaching program has been a 5-year program for about 30 years, and its transition to a 4-year program is not against the norm, with most education programs spanning from 4 to 5 years, as stated in this article from a quote paraphrasing Kyle Greenwalt, Associate Director of MSU's Teacher Preparation Program. All of these headlines making news today on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page, along with links to COVID-19 updates from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, as well as the Oakland County Health Division. We have a great show ahead on this Monday edition of the Megacast. Coming up next, Shannon Lazovski, the founder and president of Glamorous Moms Foundation, will join us to talk about their Project Warmth Drive. Stay tuned. You're watching and listening to the Megacast.
Hey Laker fans, do you know a friend or neighbor that volunteers in Greater West Bloomfield? We would love to help you recognize them at the 51st Annual Michigan Week Awards. Countless members of the communities of Orchard Lake, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and West Bloomfield give their time and talent daily without regard for recognition. You can help recognize these individuals and organizations at our awards breakfast next year on May 12, 2023. Nominate your neighbor or organization starting January 28, 2023. Go to michiganweek.org for details.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Wondering what to say to someone who's been sexually assaulted or abused?
I believe you. I'm so sorry this happened.
It's not your fault.
Confidential and anonymous help is available at the Michigan Sexual Assault Hotline. Connect with us 24/7. Call 855-VOICES-4 or text 1-866-238-1454 for help. Learn more at michigan.gov/voices4.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily TV, radio, and streaming show looking into all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. You can learn more about the program by visiting our website on civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more information on all of our partnering stations across the Great Lakes State, where you can watch us live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., as well as live to tape in the afternoons in Lake Orion on Orion Neighborhood Television and Birmingham area municipal access in the Birmingham Bloomfield area, as well as many other places all across the Great Lakes State. Find where we're broadcasting live and live to tape, and find us on demand on civiccentertv.com/megacast. Joining us now on the program is the founder and the president of Glamorous Moms Foundation. Shannon Lazovski joins us now to talk about her nonprofit organization aimed to help women, children, and families suffering from and recovering or rebuilding their lives from poverty, homelessness, domestic abuse, illness, and human trafficking. Shannon, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Tyler. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, glad to have you on the program with us today. We've had you on before, but for those that are not familiar with Glamorous Moms Foundation, tell us about your 501c3 nonprofit and what it does to help support mothers and support families here in our local area.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Glamorous Moms Foundation is a 501c3 here in Michigan. We have year-round campaigns to help women, children, specifically pregnant women, expectant women, moms and their infants, but also their families and dads as well, across Michigan that are in vulnerable situations, that are trying to rebuild their lives from difficult times and difficult situations. And we just try to do the best that we can to make sure that they are supported and that they know they're not alone.
So how do you assist mothers that are in these sorts of situations? And are there certain networks that you're working with of healthcare and other community resources that go into providing these services that you provide?
Yes, one of the things that we do, I'm so proud of, our new mom baskets. We specifically work with pregnancy centers and local hospitals and in specific in those locations, the owners, the counselors, the social workers, and the birthing nurses to make sure that we are providing life necessities for mom and baby to help their journey go along a little smoother. So we provide on a monthly basis to 3 different hospitals and a pregnancy center beautiful gift baskets filled with life necessities for mom, and including breast pads, female hygiene products, travel products, fuzzy socks, scrunchies for the hair, robes, slippers, things that make mom feel really comfortable during that delivery process and into the next journey of motherhood. And in those baskets, we also provide small gifts for the infant, infant caps, infant mittens, infant socks, and so forth. Some of the moms that we serve don't have the money to purchase these items, and also some of them are young, new moms that do not have family support or female support within their family unit to explain to them that these are some of the products that they need for their bodies and for their babies' bodies as they start their new journey together. So we are so proud to do that on a monthly basis, year round, for expectant moms, to make sure that they know that they're not forgotten and that we will love them and support them with these items and the counseling as much as possible.
We're joined by Shannon Lazovski on today's edition of the Megacast, founder and president of Glamorous Moms Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit organization here in the state of Michigan. You mentioned some of your Glamorous Moms Foundation baskets. Among those, you have new mom baskets, the support baskets, and more. Can you tell us about what goes into making some of these? What sort of materials are in them, and how all this comes together on a regular basis?
Yes, of course. So I just explained the new mom baskets, the items that are inside those baskets. Those are consistent on a monthly basis. We make deliveries every month to our community partners and local hospitals. Other baskets that we can create, and we have created in the past, are gifts during the holiday season for children in the foster system and for children that are ill in the hospital in pediatric oncology units. So we also provide those baskets as well. We have a Mom of the Month program. So if anyone wants to write in via email or DM on Instagram and tell us why the mom in their life is amazing, it's a really fun competition that we have. We award a mom with a beautiful beauty basket with beauty supplies and goodies inside, with a little note showing our appreciation for her motherhood, her leadership in the community, and her big heart. It's a great it's a great community kind of campaign where people can write in about their sisters, their mothers, their aunts, their neighbors, maybe even their teachers, so we can support those women in the community and share how grateful we are for their leadership and what they do for everyone in their circle.
More information can be found by visiting Glamorous Moms Foundation's website at glamorousmoms.foundation. Glamorousmoms.foundation is the website to learn more information about their programs and get involved yourself, as well as how you can help Glamorous Moms in their mission each and every day. We're joined by the founder and president of the Glamorous Moms Foundation, Shannon Lazovski, on today's edition of the Megacast. Shannon, it's also I can't even begin to imagine what it's like going through what some of these mothers and some of these families go through that your organization supports, and that's why it's really important that you are holding virtual support group sessions for people in many of these different situations to address the mental health needs, or even just the day-to-day needs and the procedural needs that for mothers that are for new mothers, for parents that are in a new situation that others have gone through before, that can be really helpful. Tell us about those programs, the different support groups that are available, and how people can get access to those if they're in that sort of a situation.
Thank you for asking, Tyler. I was so hoping you would ask about these new programs that we are serving virtually to women and moms in the community. I think it's so important. It means so much to me. And since we started these virtual peer-to-peer support groups in September 12th, we actually started them. They've been very successful, and we are touching lives across the country. We have moms signing in to our virtual support groups from Maine, from Colorado, from Florida, and many moms here in Michigan. We all know, we've been hearing that mental health is on a rise, and our counselors today can't keep up with the need of mental health services and professional counseling. And I think it's really important that women support other women, moms support other moms. And this is just an easy way that women can connect with each other, build each other up, share stories with each other, ask questions to each other virtually and comfortably, safely from their homes, from their couches, from their beds, from their kitchen tables, make friends from across the country, and swap mom stories. This is to support each other, to show their support, to show these moms who are struggling that they're not alone. There are other moms out there that have the same situations with their children or their toddlers, or they may be going through the same postpartum situations and depression, and they may be, having a hard time with the times today. There are a lot of things happening in the world that's bringing people down, and we need to build our moms up. Mothers of the world are raising, our future, this country's future. And I think it's really important that moms feel happy, healthy, and strong and feel supported. So that's why we offer peer-to-peer virtual support groups on Mondays at 6:30 via Zoom. We have our Mom Squad where everything under the sun is talked about. We could talk about ADHD medications and concerns, tantrums and aisle 3 at your local department store, what we're making for dinner, or just if someone's having a bad day, if they're happy to share that information and want some support there, we're there to support them through, those stories of that bad day and those situations as well. On Tuesdays from 8 to 9 p.m. is a little bit more of a serious session. We support women and moms who are recovering from and rebuilding their lives from domestic violence and abuse. And that support session is with women all in the same boat, supporting each other and getting each other through those difficult times.
You can find more information by visiting their website, glamorousmoms.foundation. In particular, for those peer-to-peer virtual support groups, you scroll over to programs at the top of their website, glamorousmoms.foundation, and scroll down. There'll be a link to peer-to-peer virtual support groups that will provide you with more information, as well as ways that you can register for a number of their support groups and other resources that you can contact if you're in need of some of these services or similar services from professionals across the board. Again, glamorousmoms.foundation is the website for 501c3 nonprofit Glamorous Moms Foundation, whose founder and president, Shannon Lazovski, joins us on this edition of the Megacast. Shannon, during the holiday season, you have a program that businesses can take part in and help their customers get involved in helping out with what you do. It's called your Giving Tree program. Tell us about this and how people can participate.
Yes, right now we're offering a fun giving tree program. It seems everyone's in the giving mood during the holidays. And while you're out shopping, maybe you can find a little gift or two for an expectant mother and her newborn baby in the community. We have 4 wonderful participating members, 2 in Rochester Hills. We have Extend Bar, Rochester Hills, and Title Boxing, Rochester Hills, that are hosting our giving trees for us. They're in Rochester, and we have 2 in Northville, Revere Women's Boutique, Revere USA, and Salon Tre Bella V in Northville. And we're also looking for more partners. We're looking for more community members. If you have a holiday tree or a wreath, or a garland in your lobby, in your place of business, we can supply the paper ornaments for you. Each ornament has a life necessity or need item written on it. The customers and clients of that business can come in, pick off the ornaments, go shopping for those items, and put them back under the tree. All of these items will support our new Mom Basket mission that we do monthly. So we're in desperate need of donations. We're a very small organization. We don't have corporate sponsors. We have 0 programming sponsors, actually. So every little bit that the community can give really helps a great deal with our mission. So these Giving Tree programs are running now. If you'd like to set up a Giving Tree in your lobby, certainly give us a call, email, or DM us on Instagram, and we'd be happy to supply the ornaments for you and work with you for those moms in need. This is a program that's running during the holidays until December 20th.
All that information on how to get in contact with Glamorous Moms Foundation can be found at glamorousmoms.foundation. Glamorousmoms.foundation is the website on Facebook. Glamorous Moms FN. That's also their handle on Instagram, Twitter, and as well. You can find them by using the hashtag Glamorous Moms FN as well, or go to their website once again, glamorousmoms.foundation. We're joined by the founder and the president of this organization, Shannon Lazovski, on today's edition of the Megacast. In addition to your Giving Tree program, at the end of the month, you'll be beginning your Project Warmth Drive. Tell us about this and why it's so important, how people can participate.
Yes, thank you. We are going into our third year here at Glamorous Moms Foundation. And since year one, this is a program that I hold dear to my heart. We collect blankets in the community for members of our homeless community in Detroit. Our homeless citizens are in dire need of warmth and support during our cold Michigan winter months. So starting December 26th through January 26th, we are also looking for more community partners to help us collect blankets and do blanket drives in their place of business, maybe during their holiday party or in their neighborhoods and subdivisions. We would love for everyone to join us in collecting warm blankets for the homeless. January 26th is the last day of the drive. I will be collecting all of those from all of our community partners, and I'll be going out into the streets of Detroit with my volunteers, personally passing them out to the homeless individuals, men, women, and we do see children and teens out there that are in desperate need of warmth. We've been doing this for 3 years, and I'm thrilled that we can keep this going with the community support.
More information, of course, as always, glamorousmoms.foundation. That's their website, glamorousmoms.foundation. You can also learn more about how you can participate in their Project Warmth Drive this season. Shannon, before we let you go, anything else that we haven't discussed today that would be important for our audience to know about your organization or other ways they can get involved?
Yes, thank you. One last thing is we only have one fundraiser per year, as mentioned earlier. We don't have corporate sponsors or programming sponsors, but we do have a wonderful fundraising event called the Glamorous Luncheon, May 20th at the Townsend Hotel. You can search for that event on Eventbrite, and please support us and come join us. Purchase a ticket right now. The fashionably early tickets are on sale, $100 a seat. After January 15th, those prices go up. But this is the only time that we really raise money for these missions that we just talked about in this interview. And it's really important to us and important to the moms and the women and infants in our community. So please join us. The event is listed on Facebook at Glamorous Moms Foundation and on Eventbrite. And please, if you're interested in helping us with our Giving Tree program or interested in collecting blankets for Project Warmth for the homeless citizens of Detroit, please reach out to us. I would really appreciate it. And I'd love to get to know you and help us, help the community together.
More information can be found on their website at any time, any day at glamorousmoms.foundation. You can also find them across social media. Their handle on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is at glamorousmomsfn. Shannon, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Tyler. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate having you on as well. We'll take a break here on the Megacast. On the other side, plenty of things to do across the community, across the state of Michigan this holiday season. Why not take a look into some of Michigan's storied history and do so for free for an entire week with new exhibits, including one on the Detroit Red Wings' historic 1997 Stanley Cup winning team. Rebecca Salminen-Witt joins us next from the Detroit Historical Society to talk about that and more. You're watching and listening to the Megacast.
Watch Civic Center TV with our brand new live captions. To turn on live captions, go to civiccentertv.com and click Watch Live. In your web browser, click on the Options tab in the top right and find the Accessibilities tab. Then just switch on live captions to heighten your enjoyment of our local programming. Thank you so much for watching Civic Center TV.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Wake up, Greater West Bloomfield. Start your mornings with The Splash and tune in for The Splash Live. Get acquainted with people, places, and activities that are live, local, and for you. First thing in the morning, weekdays at 9:30 a.m. on our Civic Center TV YouTube page, or watch us live at Civic Center TV or on Facebook. The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live update show.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily TV, radio, and streaming show talking about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about our program by visiting civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more information on all of our partnering stations across the Great Lakes State, including My Michigan TV, and find our full shows and each individual interview on demand as well. That website, again, civiccentertv.com/megacast. This holiday season is a great time to get out in the community and explore some of Michigan's local history. You can do that right here in the Detroit area, where we originate our broadcast at the Detroit Historical Society. And joining us now to talk about some of the great programs this holiday season is Rebecca Salminen-Witt. Rebecca, thanks for joining us today.
Oh my gosh, so happy to be with you.
Yeah, glad to have you back on the show. And one of the great events that comes around this time of the year at the Detroit Historical Society is your Hudson Holidays exhibit. That's coming in this holiday season with free admission on a couple of days as well. Tell us about Hudson Holidays and when people can come by and explore it for free.
Well, Hudson's Holidays, in the Detroit area and even beyond the Detroit area, I think almost everybody has a happy memory of shopping at Hudson's during the holidays. And so we happen to have about 1 million artifacts from Hudson's in our collections. And so we thought, what better way to bring back the nostalgia of the whole holiday season for everybody than to do an exhibit of our sort of beloved old department store. And so this year, Hudson's Holidays is back, and it's an all-new exhibition. It's in a single gallery this year. So for those of you who might have visited in last year, I guess, and seen it in vignettes all throughout the museum, we've made it a little bit easier for everybody this year. It's in one exhibit space right off the Gallery of Culture. It's really spectacular. When you walk in, you immediately have that grand feeling of entering Hudson's that everybody remembers. So we're really excited to have it back. And like you said, we are open free on Sundays for the next 2 weeks. So we're open this Sunday, the 11th, and also Sunday, the 18th at the Detroit Historical Museum, 1 to 5, free for everybody. You don't even need to register. You just kind of come on in.
You can find more information on exhibitions, programs, events, and more at both the Detroit Historical Museum and the Dawson Great Lakes Museum, as well as other programs through the Detroit Historical Society by visiting their website, detroithistorical.org, detroithistorical.org. In addition to Hudson Holidays, plenty of other great exhibits already ongoing and coming in to the Detroit Historical Museum, as well as the Dawson Great Lakes Museum in the coming weeks and months. Rebecca, what's in the museum right now? If people want to explore, especially if they're going to plan a day out for one of these free Sundays to go enjoy the Detroit Historical Museum.
Well, we've really worked hard this year to bring a bunch of new stuff in that appeals to everybody, really. So we've got something for every single person. So on the second floor at the Historical Museum right now and through February 10th, I think, we've got 1997, the Detroit Red Wings celebrating their historic Stanley Cup win in 1997. Really fun exhibit. It fills an entire gallery. It fills the Gallery of Culture. We've got Steve Yzerman's original uniform. So if you remember the captain back in the day, kind of entertaining us and thrilling the audiences with his, last minute goals and seemingly winning every single face-off. That uniform is on display in the exhibit on the second floor at the Historical Museum. We've also opened 3 new exhibits just last weekend. So we've got 3 new exhibits. We're really excited about these. They were designed and built by students from Wayne State University. We have a great partnership with their history department over there. Those exhibits deal with women's suffrage, Detroit's fabulous movie palaces of old, and our famous Dally in the Alley, which happens just down the street from the Detroit Historical Society every fall. So those are really fun exhibits. They're colorful, they're meaningful, and something that everybody is going to want to take a look at.
You can find more information on all these different exhibits when they're going to be at the museum and what's involved in them by going to their website. As always, to find more information on programs, DetroitHistorical.org is the website. DetroitHistorical.org is the place to go for more information. You also have some movies coming in too, featuring 2 screenings of a new holiday movie that was filmed at the historic Holly Hotel. Tell us about that movie and how people, or when people can see this particular film.
We're excited about that. I mean, who doesn't love a good Christmas movie, right? And so I think we've all become accustomed to those Hallmark movies that seem to be inundating us on TV these days. Well, this is an opportunity to see that kind of movie, that feel-good holiday movie, a rom-com, a love story, right in a theater setting, which is a little different than seeing it on the small screen. So we're activating our theater at the Historical Museum. We're pretty excited about putting the theater back in full play after the pandemic. And like you said, we've got 2 screenings of Christmas at the Holly Hotel. And the first one is on December 16th. That's a Friday night, classic dinner and a movie, right? So you can come buy a ticket, get some dinner beforehand, tour the museums, tour the streets of old Detroit, and then see the first screening of this movie in our theater later that evening. We're also going to have some cast and crew from the movie on hand that night, so you'll get to meet the movie stars, meet the producer of the movie. They're going to be joining us for dinner, and we'll do a question and answer session with the audience with those folks on that day as well. Those tickets are $125 each. The reason they are more is because we're offering dinner, but also this is a benefit for the Holly Hotel. You might remember the historic Holly Hotel caught fire last year, and they're in the process of rebuilding that hotel. And so we wanted to do something from our standpoint. You know, we love historic institutions across the state. And so we wanted to do everything we could to support the Holly Hotel. So this is a benefit for them. And they actually have a spot at the Holly Hotel, which we particularly love. It's called the Arcade. It was inspired by the streets of old Detroit. It's a historic installation right there at the hotel. And so these funds will help benefit the rebuilding of the arcade at the hotel. They'll also help rebuilding the streets of old Detroit. Some of you might remember we all had this big flood a year or so ago. The streets of old Detroit flooded during that time too, and we still have some renovation that's necessary from our flood. So kind of a twin benefit opportunity on December 16th. The movie will screen again on Sunday the 18th. This is a matinee. So, you know, the good old fashioned Sunday matinee that you might remember. I remember always looking forward to going to see the cartoons on Sunday afternoon at our little movie theaters in the small towns where I grew up. And so we're recreating that experience for folks too. Those tickets are $10 for member, $20 for non-member. Again, another benefit for the Holly Hotel. So come on down and see the movie at 2:00 on Sunday afternoon if you're just wanting the matinee experience.
You can find more information on tickets as well as other programs ongoing and coming up in the future at the Detroit Historical Museum by visiting the Historical Society's website at DetroitHistorical.org. DetroitHistorical.org is the place to go for all of that. We're joined by the Chief Strategy and Marketing Officer at the Detroit Historical Museum, Rebecca Salminen-Witt, on today's edition of the Megacast. In addition to, of course, the Detroit Historical Museum, there's always plenty to learn about a Great Lakes history at the Dawson Great Lakes Museum. Tell us about some of the exhibits that are ongoing there during this holiday season that people might want to explore.
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned it because, you know, a little touch of maritime history at the holidays is always a great thing. Some of the permanent exhibits that you can see at the Dawson Great Lakes Museum, of course, the pilot house of the William Clay Ford, the freighter that left Safe Harbor when the Edmund Fitzgerald sank to try to save any surviving sailors. We have that pilot house as part of our museum. So you can go up there and I'll tell you, there's no place else that feels as much like you're driving a freighter than right there in our pilot house. So that's really fun. We also have a new version of our very popular maritime miniatures exhibit. Those are miniature models of ships throughout Great Lakes, sailing ships throughout the centuries. That was really popular last winter at the Dawson Great Lakes Museum, and so we've brought another version of that back. It's in the Robert M. Dawson Gallery in the museum, so it's all concentrated in one place. These amazing miniatures that are great for kids and adults. And if you liked doll houses when you were a little girl, or you loved making models when you were a little boy, or if you were just one of those kids who loved Legos, all of those kind of really deep passions are accessed through this exhibition, and it's there now, and you can see it throughout the holiday season at the Dawson Great Lakes Museum. Dawson Great Lakes Museum also open for free on Sunday, December 11th and Sunday, December 18th. The Dawson has a few more open hours, so they're open from 10 to 5 on those days.
More information can be found on their website, DetroitHistorical.org. You can find all the info you need to know on the Detroit Historical Museum, plan your visit, find different events that are coming up and are ongoing, learn more about their exhibitions, see what you want to explore when you go to the Dawson Great Lakes Museum or to the Detroit Historical Museum, as well as get in contact with them for info on more programs and more, including membership. More information can be found at DetroitHistorical.org. Rebecca, before we let you go, I want to give you another couple minutes. Anything else that we haven't discussed that people should be keeping in mind this holiday season or even going forward about what's coming up through the Detroit Historical Society?
Well, we open about 8 to 10 new exhibitions at our museums every single year. And so I always like to remind people, if you haven't been to see us recently, you really have, there's something new there to see. So even though we're a history organization, there's always something new to see at our museums. We've got these free days during the holidays, but if you want to access the museum for free anytime, it's a great opportunity to give some holiday memberships away. So our memberships are available. You can access those online. We've got great new member-specific content that comes out every month on our new member portal. It's really a good time to invest in a membership for yourself or for your family. It's a wonderful opportunity to visit our museums for free anytime. And when you come, you'll find drop-in tours. We've got drop-in tours of the Hudson's Holidays over the holiday season, but we also have those throughout the year of different exhibits, especially when they're new. So really encourage people to come visit us more often. Get a taste of us over the holiday season, but come throughout the year because there's always something new to see.
And you can always find what that something new is on their website, DetroitHistorical.org. Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having me. Always great to be here.
Great to have you on the program as well. DetroitHistorical.org is their website. Find out more about what's going on all throughout the year, including this holiday season at both the Detroit Historical Museum and the Dawson Great Lakes Museum as well. We'll take a break on the Megacast. On the other side, we'll be joined by a local business owner whose company is helping to support some families in our local area and wants some help from you in our audience this holiday season. Jerry Millen from the Greenhouse joins us next on the Megacast.
Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
Hey Laker fans, do you know a friend or neighbor that volunteers in Greater West Bloomfield? We would love to help you recognize them at the 51st Annual Michigan Week Awards. Countless members of the communities of Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and West Bloomfield give their time and talent daily without regard for recognition. You can help recognize these individuals and organizations at our awards breakfast next year on May 12, 2023. Nominate your neighbor or organization starting January 28, 2023. Go to MichiganWeek.org for details.
Let's savor these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily TV, radio, and streaming show looking into all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. You can learn more about our program by visiting us on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more info on all of our partnering stations across the Great Lakes state, including My Michigan TV, our co-flagship on their website, mymitv.com, and on the free My Michigan TV app on your smartphones and smart TVs. And find us on demand as well each and every day, our full shows and every single one of our interviews posted on the daily in the afternoons on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast. It is the holiday season. It's also the giving season. And for many families, this time of the year is very tough as they balance their regular finances, making ends meet, and providing a wonderful, joyous holiday season to their loved ones as well. One local business is looking to help some of these families that are in need of some extra support this season by supporting up to $10,000 in holiday giveaways, $500 cash to 20 selected families. That business and its partners is the Greenhouse of Walled Lake. Joining us on the program today is the owner of the Greenhouse, Jerry Millen. Jerry, thanks for being with us today.
How you doing, Tyler? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Good to have you on the show. And this is a really great effort that you're putting forth. A couple of your cannabis suppliers also partnering with you to support families here in our local area this holiday season. Tell us about the origin of this. Where did this come together and begin to be something that you and your partnering businesses wanted to take part in this holiday season?
Well, I've been in the cannabis industry for about 17 years now. I lobbied to help get all the rules written and make it legal. And, it was a daunting task, and I never thought we'd get to this position, but the cannabis industry has been very good to my family financially. And, I've never been in this position to where I could say, hey, let's give some money away. And we did it when we first opened 3 years ago. We gave away $10,000 to 10 families. And it was very successful in the fact that a lot of people entered, and you really kind of, sometimes you live in a bubble. Some of us live in a bubble in the sense that we don't know what other people are going through. And some of the emails that we got really touched myself, and I made my children read some of these emails. And when we called the families to give them the money for Christmas, people were crying. And even talking about it, I get emotional because you just don't know how good you have it until you talk to someone who doesn't. And so we did it 2 years ago. And then last year we gave $10,000 to 10 lucky veterans. And this year, everybody's going through a lot: high gas prices, inflation, mortgage rates, food price, everything's going up. The price of cannabis is coming down, which is great for the consumer, and we're still doing well. So I called my friends at Mitten Extracts, which is a vape pen company we work with, and also Wonder Brett, which is a cannabis flower, and said, hey, let's give some money away again this year because I think it's the time and people need it. So they said, let's do it. So we have $10,000. 20 lucky families. All you have to do is go to our website, greenhousemi.com. It's greenhousemi.com. And there's a link there. You can nominate yourself. You can nominate a family member, a friend, your neighbor, a coworker, whoever you know that might be in need, and this $500 may help them out a little bit. Please nominate. I mean, we're getting hundreds of entries, and it's really tough reading some of these. I wish I had $1 billion to give away. Unfortunately, I don't. But it feels great. And honestly, giving back like this, and you hear people say it, but when you can do, I never thought, if you would have said to me 4 or 5 years ago, you're going to give $10,000 away at Christmas time to people, I'd be like, I don't even have $10,000 myself. How am I going to give 10,000 away? So being able to do this, it kicks ass. I love it. It feels great.
More information can be found and ways that you can get involved as well, nominating yourself or someone else that you may know or other people you may know for this giveaway can be found. greenhousemi.com/Christmas is the link. The deadline is this week, Friday, December 9th. The winning families will be selected on Monday, December 12th. And so, Jerry, you and your partnering businesses, when you're looking to quote unquote adopt these 20 families this holiday season to give these $500 cash giveaways, what are you looking for those that are nominating and looking to submit their stories or someone else's stories and help somebody out this season?
It's hard to say what we're looking for because everybody's story is different and unique. And when you read these, some of them are heartbreaking. I'm thinking of one right now of a little 5-year-old boy that has kidney cancer, and I have kids, and reading these, it's tough reading these emails because I have to. Well, me and my staff, I have my staff members helping us out. We have to determine who is in most need, and there's a lot of people in need, and we can't help everybody in that. Just if it touches us, and then we try to we have a group that we read through and we say, okay, these are probably the most needy, and then we try to eliminate from there down on who we feel is in most need. Some people need money for heat or for food, or they have sick children, or they can't buy their kids a present, or they just got laid off. Honestly, reading these, it really tugs at your heartstrings, and it really, just like I said, it shows you that you really, when you think you have it bad, you really don't. There's somebody else that has it worse. So always remember that. And not that you might not have it bad, but somebody always has it worse. And living in the bubble, some of us that live in, it's interesting to get outside that bubble and read what people go through on a daily basis. And, we're just looking for your story. Just tell us why you or someone you love or care about or someone you need, how this will help them. That's all we're looking for.
You mentioned, Jerry, that this isn't the first time that the greenhouse has done this. You've done it in the past, 10 families with $10,000 total in the past. After doing that, what was the reaction that you got from these individuals that that received this gift during the holiday season? You mentioned, of course, their reactions were very emotional, and in many cases, people crying to you on the other side. But when I say what were their reactions, just how much of a help was it to these people that have received these funds in the past, and what sort of impact have they told you it's made on their holiday season and their life?
Well, I mean, some of these families said it saved their Christmas. Some people got laid off, or they've been sick, and they don't have any money. They have to choose between presents for their children or food, and that's a tough choice when you have kids, and you can't give back to your children. Every parent feels this. When you can't give back to your kids, it sucks, man. You want to do everything for your kids, and that's why whenever something comes through for kids, that's most important to me. We just did a thing with a young lady who has a medical condition, and she was a cheerleader, and she needed money for cheerleading this year because prices went up so high and her family couldn't afford it. So she set up a lemonade stand outside the greenhouse this summer, and we helped her raise $3,000 or $4,000. We kicked in some money so she could stay in cheerleading. It changes, and it shows people, and that's just young girl. I want people to know that when you get to a position that you can help, you should. And now the Millen family and the Greenhouse of Walled Lake is in a position where we can give back, and our friends at Mitten Extracts and Wonder Bread, we're in a position where we can give back, and it changes people's lives. I mean, it sounds like such an insignificant amount of money, but at the end of the day, $500 or $1,000 to a lot of families, that's a lot of money to people. And I just want them to see that there are good people in the world, and there are people that care about them, and there are people that want to give. And if you ever are on the receiving end of something like this, hopefully one day you'll be in the position to be able to give back, not money, maybe time, or, just a hug or whatever, just take this, and hopefully if we help you out at the greenhouse here, the people that get this, I hope that they'll just, pay it forward somehow with some kind gesture.
We're joined by Jerry Millen on today's edition of the Megacast, owner of the Greenhouse of Walled Lake. More information can be found on this effort they're making this holiday season by going to greenhousemi.com/Christmas. That's greenhousemi.com/Christmas. You can fill out the form on their website to nominate a family. It's really easy. It's all set up right there on their website. You can also submit these through email as well by sending an email to christmas@greenhousemi.com. The deadline is this week, Friday, December 9th. Winning families will be notified on Monday, December 12th. Again, more information, greenhousemi.com/Christmas. And Jerry, you've mentioned you go through these stories with your family, with your colleagues, with your partnering businesses, and you see all these stories, you read all these stories, you hear all these stories. How has it changed either your perspective or those in your family's perspective on giving, on your business, and on what this holiday season really is about on a broad scale?
Well, for me, it's really changed because you don't realize, like I've said, over and over, you don't realize what other people are going through. But for my family, even my children, we all spoil our kids, and my kids are spoiled, and I want them to know how spoiled they are. When we did it 2 years ago, the first woman I called, she was crying and thanking me so much. So I said, my children should listen to these phone calls. So the next 9 calls we made, I made sure we did it on speakerphone. I wanted to hear my children. I wanted my children to hear the reaction from these people. And the second lady we called, the woman cried. And my children were like, wow. Because I said to my son, I just bought my son $1,000 mountain bike, which sounds crazy. I've never had a $1,000 bike. When I grew up, it was a $40 bike. But I looked at my son, I said, see, I just bought you a bike that costs that much. And this $1,000 we're going to give to this family has changed their entire Christmas. So I hope that it touches my kids in a way that they know that it's okay to give back. And a couple of years ago, we went to Costco. I gave them, a couple $1,000. I said, kids, go buy presents for kids from this age to this age to this age. And then we took it down to University of Michigan Hospital, where they set up a Christmas store for the kids, because it's very important for my children. Because I come from very humble beginnings. My dad worked for Ford Motor Company. My mom worked for Kmart. And, your parents work hard for you so that you can do better in life. So I'm working, and my wife are working hard for our children so they can do better. But I want my kids to never, ever take for granted what they have, because there's always somebody out there who needs something.
Jerry, is there a certain cutoff on Friday? What time is there a timetable for when these nominations
Not really.
off on Friday?
No, this isn't like, oh, you didn't get it in by midnight, so you're not getting it. No, we'll be going over them all weekend. If they come in over the weekend, and if one really touches us, no, absolutely not. The deadline is not hard at all. No.
More information can be found, including the nomination form or the contact information to send in your nomination at greenhousemi.com. Greenhousemi.com. Winning families will be selected and notified on Monday, December 12th. Jerry, anything else you'd like to tell us about this effort this Christmas between yourself, Mitten Extracts, and Wonder Bread, or other things we should know about this giving effort this holiday season?
No, I just think, I challenge anybody else in the cannabis industry, because I have a lot of friends in the industry that have done very well financially. And I challenge them, give back a little bit, man. It's like, I know they have it. So they know who I'm talking about. So, it never hurts to give back a little bit, guys. So I challenge everyone in the cannabis industry to step up and give back, because it feels great.
Jerry, we appreciate you for giving back and for
you.
helping these individuals, as well as for coming on the show today to tell us more. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tyler. You have a great holiday season, and everybody Merry Christmas. And if somebody's in need, please nominate them.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time as well. Greenhousemi.com/Christmas is the place to go for more information on this drive, as well as to nominate families that you may know, including your own, this holiday season. If you are in need of a little extra support, the Greenhouse and its partners are looking to help you and looking to help those in your life as well. Greenhousemi.com/Christmas, greenhousemi.com/Christmas, or send in your nomination. Tell them a little bit about the family, why they're deserving, a little bit about their story, and send an email also, christmas@greenhousemi.com, or go to their website and fill out the form. That is going to do it for this Monday edition of the Megacast. We want to give a programming note for our shows this week. Normally we are at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. show live Monday through Friday, as well as live to tape for replays throughout the afternoons, evenings, and weekends. This week, we're switching it up a little bit. We'll have a live show again on Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then we're taking Wednesday and Thursday off. We've got some great things going on in a co-flagship, My Michigan TV this week. We'll be at the MAB's Great Lakes Broadcast and Sports Media Academy event on Wednesday morning through the afternoon at Ford Field in Detroit. And then Thursday, My Michigan TV's parent company, Michigan Digital, of course, provides the streaming and video services for Mitch Album's annual Say Detroit Radiothon at the Somerset Collection. We'll be participating in that once again this year, live broadcast on My Michigan TV as well. So that'll be, of course, preempting us that day, as we'll be hard at work doing a little bit of what Jerry Millen and others in our community are doing this season, and giving back to those families in need across the Detroit area. More information can be found on our website, My Michigan TV's website, mymytv.com, or click on the My Michigan TV link at civiccentertv.com/megacast. Big thank you to each one of our guests on today's edition of the program: Shannon Lazovski from Glamorous Moms Foundation, Rebecca Salminen-Witt from the Detroit Historical Society, as well as Jerry Millen from the Greenhouse of Walled Lake. You can find our full show from today, as well as each individual interview, on our website at civiccentertv.com/megacast. Big thank you as well to our crew that makes this program possible 5 days a week, on most weeks this week, 3 days a week. As well for all their work, Jared Clark and Calvin Brown at the studio of My Michigan TV at Master Control today. That's it for this show. We'll be back soon with a new episode.